All right, so we're going to post to our accounts receivable subledger. My first one here is Keller Associates. I'm going to find them. It was for June 4th. My post ref is General Journal, page 6. I had a credit of $259.70. Because I have a debit balance, I'm going to subtract that, and I get 1,456.70. Yeah, 1,456.70. Okay, I'm going to take my customer number. I'm going to flip this back over, and I'm going to do my little diagonal, and I'm going to put 140 here on the bottom. They say to the right. I'm going to say on the bottom, whatever helps you guys. Okay, so that's my Keller Associates. Yes, there we go. All right, my next one would be Ashton and Lindsay LLP, limited liability, 623 here, a debit. So I'm going to flip this over, Ashton and Lindsay LLP. The 9th, G6, debiting $623. Going to add these two together because this is a debit balance plus a debit balance, and I get 1,307.25. Okay. Take my customer number of 120. No, wait a minute. Is that right? Yeah. Customer number 120. And I'm going to go back here and put it in my post rep. Did I put that in the wrong thing? I did. You guys, I did. This is why I am not talented. People, I'm not talented. 140. Whoopsie. I lost my cameraman. So now this is what happens, folks. Okay. So the post, it's supposed to go to the post ref. Silly me. Okay. Thank God you guys just go along with it. So that is Ashton and Lindsay LLP. Now we have Abraham Corporation. That is June 9th. I'm looking at my book. It was G6. I had a credit for $623. I'm going to subtract that from my debit balance. I'm going to get $1,206.50. Okay, I'm going to take that customer number of 110 and put it right here in my post ref column. My next one is Lambert Schools, down here on the bottom. June 12th, G6, credit of $206. I'm going to subtract that from my debit balance and get $3,284. Take my customer number of 150. And I'm going to put my little diagonal and put it on the bottom. So how do I know when to use the diagonal? I would think that would be one of your questions. It's when they're the accounts receivable. So I would need to also have a post ref for the accounts receivable and for my customer. Accounts receivable and the customer. So that's when you put the diagonal lines in the post ref. I also feel like I'm saying diagonal now. There you go. So my next one here is Keller Associates, right? For the 26th, I have a debit of $598. Keller Associates for the 26th. G6, a debit of $598 because they should have been charged and they weren't. I'm going to add that debit to my debit balance and get $2,054.70. Flip it back over. My post ref of 140, right? Yeah. And now I have Carson Properties, and I have a credit to them of $598. So that was the 26th. G6 credit of $598. Going to subtract that from their debit balance. So that's $1,049.60. You guys might want to double check my math, but I think that's it. So this is our accounts receivable general ledger. Let me just go through it with you guys again, because it is a little strange doing it like this. June 9th for Abraham Corporation. G6, we have a credit of $623. That leaves me with a balance of $1,026.50. Ashton and Lindsay LLP, June 9th, post ref of G6, have a debit of $623, a debit balance of $1,307.25. Carson Properties, Carson Properties, 598, $1,049.60. Keller Associates, we had two here, June 4th. G6, a credit of $259.70. That left us with a debit balance of $1,456.70. Then June 26th, post ref G6, a debit balance of $2,054.70. In Lambert Schools is June 12th, post ref G6, and a credit of $206. We're going to subtract that from our debit balance and get $3,284. So all that we have left is our general ledger with our accounts receivable, sales tax payable, and sales returns and allowances. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to organize myself here real quick. Okay, so looking back here, sales returns and allowances, a debit of $245. So that's on June 4th. G6, debit $245. And we're going to add our debit balance together here and get $2,732.60. Once again, double check my math. And then I'm going to go back here and put in my account number of 4130 and my post ref 4130. Good. Okay. Now I have sales tax payable. I'm going to go over here. June 4th. G6. I have a debit of $1470. I'm going to subtract that from my credit balance of $633.40. Take my 2120. 2120. Accounts receivable, Keller Associates. So I'm going to go here to accounts receivable, the 4th, G6. Credit for $259.70. I'm going to subtract that from my debit balance and get $8,928.05, I think. Okay, so take my account number 1130 and I'm going to put it here on the top or to the left, to the left, to the left. Okay, and then now I have sales returns and allowances. See, I just go down and I check what's my next post ref. Sales returns and allowances. So over here I go, the 12th, G6, $206. I'm going to add that to my debit and get $2,938.60. debit to debit, I add. Right, take my 4130, put it over here. Accounts receivable Lambert Schools. So I'm going to go up here and put in the 12th. G6. That was $206 credit. Yep. I'm going to subtract that from my debit balance. Get $8,722.05. 1130, I put it back over here to the left. And then did I not put my Carson Properties? Look at that, people. See, I'm checking myself. I did not. Carson Properties, let me double check. Did I put that on there? I did. I just didn't put my post draft. See, I do it too. I think this is all done. So let me go over it again. Accounts receivable, we have 2 credits, $259.70 and $206 for our ending balance of $8,722.05. Sales tax payable, our credit balance is $633.40. Sales returns and allowances with the ending balance of $2,938.60. All right, email me, kheller@trlsd.org if you have questions.